o'clock. So Joe Schad wrote this. We have Dolphins training camp opening tomorrow. Joe Schad wrote in the Palm Beach Post today 5 reasons to be optimistic about the Dolphins this coming season. Number 1, the Miami Dolphins still have Pro Bowl talent. Let us not forget that. We talk a lot about who they lost. Let us not forget they still have Pro Bowl talent. He writes, the Dolphins have a player on offense and a player on defense with a total of 13 Pro Bowl appearances. Tyreek Hill, 8 Pro Bowls. Minkah Fitzpatrick, 5 Pro Bowls, have been at the top of their craft in the recent past. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, Bradley Chubb, Darren Waller, Alec Ingold have all been Pro Bowlers. Potential future Pro Bowlers include Devon Achane, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, Zach Sealer. Dolphins are hoping the results are better than the sum of their parts in 2025, but make no mistake, there is still enough talent to make the playoffs. Fair. That's a little yin and yang. We've talked about who they lost, but they have some talent on this team as well.
Yeah, and those talented players that have been here up rather than Minkah. The Minkah edition, we have to see what it does, but they have not been successful in the postseason. Over 8.5, yes, I can see over 8.5, but the big run that we're trying to wait for, I've seen it with all the names you just said.
Number 2, Tua Tagovailoa's play should be good enough. Tua Tagovailoa has led the NFL in passing yards, completion percentage, and passer rating. If Tua stays healthy, he can perform at or close to a level of AFC stars Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Justin Herbert. Tagovailoa is about to begin his 6th season, but this is also his 4th consecutive season with Coach Mike McDaniel, so there are no excuses. I mean, he puts him with lofty company there.
Hawk, 100% agree, but you had to put that clause in there that we put the clause in if he stays healthy. If he plays 17 games, he's going to have better numbers than Herbert and all those other guys up there. He just has to stay healthy.
Number 3 from Joe Schad, defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver returns. The Dolphins are very fortunate that standout DC Anthony Weaver was not hired away as a head coach this offseason. Weaver, a rising star, helped the Dolphins to 4th in the NFL in yards and 10th in points last season. Weaver had a good plan and has the respect of players. Did you even know that Dolphins had the NFL's 4th-ranked defense last season? Yes, they've lost Jalen Ramsey, Javon Holland, Calais Campbell. Minkah Fitzpatrick and Kenneth Grant are a good way to start in filling voids. There were improvements by Weaver over Vic Fangio and Josh Boyer, each of whom lasted only 1 season. Operating the same defense for a 2nd consecutive season should be a plus.
Sounds good. First time running it, yes. And I didn't know those numbers. I didn't know 4 and scoring. Continuity and then figuring it out. But they have to bring in another cornerback. I do not want Storm Duck and Kader Kohu to start the season on the edges.
But you know, and I'm not saying Joe Schad's wrong from bringing that up, the stat about the Dolphins being top 5 defensively. But I do think, you know, that doesn't paint the whole picture. You look back at last season, and I'm not blaming the defense. If anything, the defense kept this team in games. There were a lot of forced turnovers when Tua was out that put the Dolphins in a position to win or at the very least score. And Skylar Thompson, Tim Boyle just couldn't. But the defense wasn't great last year. It just wasn't. And now
statistics paint up a part of the picture. Same thing. We always open our eyes wide open when we look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers from last season. We go, didn't feel like it looked that way on the field. Same thing with the Dolphins defense. Statistically, they were a lot better than we feel like they were.
For sure. And I'm with him. Continuity helps. But at the end of the day, who's out there? You know, I think that matters. What's your depth? How does that look like? And I don't think the Dolphins are very deep defensively. And, well, Crowder, you know about the cornerback situation. It's not great in the backfield. And if Bradley Chubb and JP don't look how we're all expecting, then, you know, it's another season of Chop Robinson and then who else on the outside trying to compensate for those losses. So, again, I'm not saying they're going to be bad. Thought they were good last year at times, but if the offense is going to struggle, Tua's going to miss times, you need your defense to be elite. And I don't think the Dolphins are elite on that end.
Number 4 from Joe Schad. Dolphins depth at wide receiver, running back, and edge rusher. The Dolphins have obvious concerns at cornerback, defensive line, and tight end. It would appear they've improved at guard and backup quarterback. That one I might take issue with, the backup quarterback. James Daniels, Jonah Savinea, and Zach Wilson should be positive additions. But in particular, Miami's talent and depth at wide receiver, running back, and edge rusher are near the top of the league. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle had setbacks in 2024, but are poised for bounce backs and should be assisted by Nick Westbrook-Akine, Malik Washington, Taj Washington, and or D. Eskridge, and or Solana's guy, Eric Ezukama. Devon Achane had a setback in 2024, but should return to rookie form and be assisted by Jalen Wright, Ollie Gordon, and Alexander Mattinson. If healthy, the trio of Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, and Chop Robinson could be as dangerous as any in the league and could ease some pressure on the corners. And that might be the thought, by the way. Hey, we don't have to focus as much on the corners because look what we got coming.
Quickly, I'll say I had to look at the numbers, but the Dolphins gave up 21 points a game last year, and this is 2 in, 2 out. And they gave up 314 yards. It had nothing to do with Tua or Tim Boyle or anybody. You give up 314 yards in the NFL and 21 points, you have to score 22 points. That's it. Like, score 22 points and we win most of these games.
That offense should be able to.
And the offense should be able to. I'm with you. But it goes back to what the argument Solana made. The perfect season happens. Chop Robinson, Jalen Phillips gets back to form. Bradley Chubb gets back to form. Where we have 60 sacks as a team. I just want to see that happen before I say
it. And I actually like the Westbrook-Akine signing because he caught touchdown passes in Tennessee. If you can catch touchdown passes in Tennessee and Tua's throwing the ball, like, you need a red zone target. We always joke, we see one more fade to Tyreek Hill in the back of the end zone, like we're going to lose it. Like, this could be Jonnu. This could be somebody that Tua is going to target in the end zone. But again, like last year, you're playing the Bills week 2. Remember the first interception Tua throws? Tyreek and Waddle weren't on the field. Tua's throwing the ball 30 yards deep. And you're like, what? How does that make sense? Why is he throwing the ball to Robbie Chosen over 30 yards when your 2 highest paid players are on the sideline? Like, to me, fine, you go get guys, but the scheme still has to be a smart one. Like, you can't make those types of mistakes against a division rival.
That brings me to number 5 from Joe Schad in the Palm Beach Post. 5 reasons to be optimistic about the Dolphins. Number 5 is Mike McDaniel is still smart and creative, and he's pledging adjustments. He says the Dolphins don't have a playoff win in 3 seasons under Mike McDaniel, but McDaniel's 8-9 last year setback was mostly a result of Tua's injuries and a bad chemistry mix on the roster. McDaniel has always been and will always be transparent. He knows the Dolphins need to run the ball more and run it better. McDaniel knows he needs players to be more locked in from the first training camp practice and has pledged to hold the team accountable. McDaniel didn't become dumb overnight. McDaniel is still a bright, sharp offensive mind, and a high percentage of players appreciate that he treats them with respect and is determined to find the best ways to help them and the team succeed. McDaniel deserves this chance to right the ship. With at least one playoff win in the 2025 season, he will have put things back on course.
Stop treating the players with respect and get respect. Players tear their knee up and you cannot help the team anymore. It's how the NFL goes. I don't know if people want to hear how callous it is. If Tua breaks his neck, no one cares about Tua tomorrow. So why, this is why I brought up earlier. We were talking, and I brought up Parcells and I brought up Belichick and I brought up, the butt wipe coaches that are successful. Who cares? Your quarterback won, your linebacker won, your DB won. It sounds good to be a player's coach and all this cute stuff. I think it's backfired on McDaniels. The hell with showing players respect and eating Christmas dinner with them. demand greatness out of them and win games. That's all people care about. Cam Cameron was very nice. Did y'all like Cam Cameron? He was the ultimate player coach. He was great. Did y'all like Cam Cameron?
Oh, he's top 4 Dolphin coaches, in my opinion.
Lie. Like, he was a nice person. Joe Philbin, a very pleasant human. Nick Saban, butt wipe. Wanstead, I know he didn't do great stuff, but he was a butt wipe. I met Wanstead. My dad knows Wanstead.
Coach of the year one year, I think.
He was a butt wipe. You've heard Joe and all these dudes tell stories about Shula and Jimmy Johnson. We hear OG talk about Jimmy Johnson cussing people out. You don't need to be friends with these employees. And it sounds callous. That's the way it is. Dan Campbell is nice, or he's energetic. He's not bringing them dudes to his house to eat chicken wings on Friday night. Go do your damn job and get results. That's what it is, a result-driven league.
Hoch, the only thing I'd say about Schad's optimistic view of McDaniel, I'm with the idea of another season in the league, another opportunity over the offseason for him to grow as a head coach. Like, I'll buy into that. But at the end of the day, this idea that he's this offensive genius, like, I'm still not sold on it. He was brought here as a run game coordinator and was supposed to be
points against Denver.
Was supposed to be a run game guru, and our run game hasn't been great.
A couple seasons ago.
and the one season that we put up 70 points and our offense looked like the greatest show on surf. Was it really just the fact that Tyreek Hill was the best player in the NFL that year? Like, it was.
Someone had to get him the ball.
Yeah, I don't know, but last year they took Tyreek Hill away, and McDaniel could not adjust. But I'm just saying, like, they took that away. We know that. They took that away. They played safeties up top. They didn't let us throw the deep ball, even when Tua was healthy. How did McDaniel adjust? And I don't think he showed the ability to adjust. So if he doesn't this year, we'll know. Like, is he really an offensive genius, or did he just have one of the best toys in the NFL, a cheat code in Tyreek Hill?
Well, you still got him. All right, 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour is coming up. We'll get you caught up on the headlines, continue talking a little bit of NFL because training camp opens tomorrow.
Whoa!
If you're a Miami Dolphin listening right now, dress lightly. It's hot out.
That's not good advice.
Well, what do you mean?
That's not good.
What do you mean that's not good advice?
Tighten up, do your damn job.
I mean, Darren Waller may not know how hot it gets down here, so I don't want him showing up. He might show up in jeans and a jacket. I mean, You never know.
No, Darren Waller's the red zone threat, Salon. I don't give a damn about this hyphenated boy's name. I forget his name, but Darren Waller should be catching the red zone touchdowns. That's who it should be.
Man. No. Westbrook Akine, and you also botched Savanaya. And you also you call them Madison. There's no N there. It's just Madison. Alexander Madison.
Yeah. But isn't it Savanaya?
Savanaya.
You sure?
No, but I'm pretty sure.
He better have a nickname.
Savanaya. Yeah.
He better have a nickname. Big S, Big Sav.
Savvy.
Big ass?
Savvy. I like Savvy.
Savvy.
Savvy got to come in. Savvy got to play.